I think it's time we find out how good you are as a private investigator. So the next 3 points, we're not going to give you a clue. We're going to give you some video to watch. Feel free to pause at the end of this video, and then we'll discuss what you saw and what we saw.
May I help you, sir?
Oh, actually, you know, I'm looking for an apartment, but I also need some change. I got to go hit up this place quick. Do you have any change for a 20?
You know, I don't take cash, but I've got a convenience store a little ways down the street.
Don't even worry about it. I can take care of that later.
I'm Darlene.
My name is Nick. How are you?
Very nice.
Excellent. Great handshake.
Well, thank you.
Oh, you're quite welcome. That's an excellent color on you also.
Well, thank you.
You're welcome.
Well, you're looking for an apartment.
Yeah, I'm
what
looking
size?
for a 2-bedroom. I really need a 2-bedroom. I need something big. I got a lot of furniture. It's actually really close to that color red right there.
I have a small 1-bedroom.
You know what? Small. That's fine. That'll work. I can take it.
You can have a...
Yeah, 1-bedroom will work.
Okay. Well, if you'll give me your social and your picture ID,
sure,
I'd be happy to show
who
you.
Is this?
That's my grandson.
How old is he?
He's 7.
Okay, what's his name?
Bray.
Bray. Wearing red, just like his grandma.
Yeah, like that color. Anyway, I'd like your social and your driver's license.
Is this one of your grandkids too?
Yes, it is. That's Chandler.
Wearing red too.
Yes, he is.
Family.
Well, tell you what, just give me your social, and I
all that I can take care of that. That's fine. I mean, I can get that to you. Do you have like a brochure or something I could take quickly?
Well, you know, I would love to show it. It won't take but a minute.
No, you know, I really gotta head out. You know, if I could just get that brochure, that'd be fine. I could take that and go.
All right.
All right, thank you.
All right, Nick.
Yeah.
Would love to have you back.
All right, thank you.
It's not easy being a private investigator. I'm certain you saw there was a lot going on in that video. There were several things that we're not going to discuss that you probably saw. But I want to set out some points that you really needed to take a look at. First of all, did you notice how he agreed with almost everything she said? Did you key in on the rental that he was looking for? He came in adamant about the fact that he had to have a 2-bedroom, 2-bath. And she said all they had available was a 1-bedroom, and he snatched it up, and immediately it was all right with him. It was all right with him probably because he felt he was finally making an inroad, setting her off her balance, and he was going to get a rental one way or another. Don't you wonder what he was going to put in that apartment? Or maybe he wasn't going to use it for an apartment at all. That really gets you thinking, doesn't it? In addition to that, he came in dressed as well as he could. He's a buyer. He's not a seller. He's there to purchase something. He doesn't need to impress you. He opened his wallet so she could see all of the cash. He pulled out his PDA. He wanted her to be impressed. He was trying to impress her with how wonderful he is and how much money he has. The third point we were trying to get you to see was how he initiated conversation about her personal life. And he did that in kind of a sneaky way. After all, she's a grandmother, and he couldn't wait to take a really close look at the picture of her grandchild. He did that because he wanted her to think that he was one of those nice people who really care about other people. He doesn't know that grandchild. He'll never know that grandchild. He was trying to get her to trust him so that anything else he tells her, she's going to believe. This man needs a place desperately, and he's trying to keep her from catching it. He wants to be her friend. He's not going to be her friend. He's a customer, and you have to think of him that way. Our next point is a question I'd like to ask you. Where do you live? Did it take you very long to formulate an answer? Of course not. You haven't got anything to hide. The person we're concerned with is the person who's going to give you an evasive answer, who's going to take a few minutes to come up with that answer.
Now, what do you do for a living?
I'm sort of semi-retired. Yeah, semi-retired, yes. But I do things.
What kind of things?
Think about that. When you ask a simple question and the person gives you an evasive or slow answer, chances are pretty good they're trying to think up a story for you. That's definitely a person that you need to keep track of. There's something else going on. Get your antenna up and figure out what it is. If they're very concerned with your level of screening, you should be taking a serious look at that person. Can you imagine someone asking you, you really do criminal background checks in all 50 states? Or someone who says to you, criminal records and eviction? I thought all you cared about was my credit. This is someone you really need to be concerned about. If they're worried about your screening, you need to worry about them. State-issued photo ID or driver's license, one of our 13 points. People need to be able to show you their ID. How else will you know who they really are? The person comes in, sits down, has a full conversation with you. You ask for the driver's license or state-issued photo ID. If they fumble, hem and haw, open their wallet, and find they don't have a driver's license in there or a state-issued ID, chances are pretty good they don't want you to know who they are. And when they leave your office and get in their car and drive away without having had a driver's license, you know you're very fortunate they're not filling out an application, because those are people you really don't want. Criminal charges. Now there's a point you didn't think we'd have to really do any discussing about, but what if they come in and start telling you a story about their criminal record? Starting with, it wasn't really me.
You have to believe me that I had nothing to do with it. It just happened to be at the wrong place, you know how that is, wrong place, wrong time, same old, that's exactly what happened to me. I was just walking back to my apartment complex.
You don't need to listen to any of those stories. You need to look at the black and white report from the courts that's provided by your criminal provider. That's what the story is. The story is black and white facts, not what they want you to believe. Fake IDs. That's a point you need to be considering. After all, a fake visa, passport, driver's license, or any other form of ID could really be a problem for you. Remember, if you don't know what a real one should look like, log on to the internet. You need to talk to an expert. You need to be an expert yourself, because if you don't know what a real one looks like, you're going to be willing to accept a fake. Fake IDs are very large business in the United States, and you don't want to become a victim to that. The last one is all the pieces put together. Things just don't seem to add up. Taking a look at all the pieces they've given you, taking a look at all the information you've received, somehow it just doesn't seem to be a real person. They don't seem to be living at a real place. Or the address where they're living is in a city, and the address in that city doesn't exist. You need to be a private investigator. Make sure everything adds up, because at the end, that's the bottom line of what's going to keep you out of trouble. And like I've said before, you're the private investigator. Keep your community safe. You're the only one who can. You are the first line of defense. You're the only one who can look an applicant in the eye. You're the only one who can see if there are blanks on an application. You are the only person who can tell if the ID that you're holding in your hands is real. These responsibilities are yours.